What is up, guys? Today I have a bit of a more interesting deck profile. I have actually recently built an announcer deck, World Martial Arts Tournament. It is the Reboot Announcer Leader. You can theme this deck a variety of ways, or even if you are, locked to World Martial Arts Tournaments card only, that's fine. Anybody who knows me by now will know that I have a preferred playstyle, and I've brought that playstyle into this deck, basically. I recently played this at the last Fight Night event, where I managed to take down a Majin Vegeta somehow. Not quite sure how, but somehow. Didn't really get to show off what the deck did, so I thought I'd make a profile, even though that was quite a while ago at this point. But I thought I might as well make this to share with you guys. So starting off, we have the announcer leader. It'll be a fairly quick profile because the deck is kind of self-contained of World Martial Arts Tournament cards, so I'll go through it as quick as I can. So, announcer leader, reboot. You can't use multicolors. You can't use anything that's not a World Tournament battle card, and all your tournament battle cards, have no specified cost. When you attack, you draw 1, and then you untap, draw 2. Flip side, really simple, same permanent. Draws when he attacks, and he's got an activate main for 1, where you can basically cheat out. The best way to word this, I guess, is you can cheat out a World Tournament card that is named on another World Tournament card. That'll become obvious, obviously, if you've never seen this before, and if you already know this deck, then you know what that means. So yeah, that is announcer. So I'll just move stuff to the side as we go. So starting with the 1-drops, I have 2 of the announcer counterattack, 2 of the searcher, 4 of the Dende, and then 4 of the Trading Blow Son Goku. Pretty obvious what this deck is going to turn out to be. So 2 counterattacks, really good. You pay the cost, you play it. If it's your turn, you can play this, and if you've got 2 tournament cards in play, you can draw 2, really good. A top 7 searcher for World Tournament card, it's alright. I'd probably cut it because Dende just does it way better. So Dende is kind of like my best reference for him is Gold Sarcophagus from Yu-Gi-Oh! So you play him, you send a tournament card that costs 5 or less to the warp, and then at the start of your next turn, you add that card to your hand. And then he's got an activate main for 2 energy, where you can, similar to Gold Sarcophagus, you send a 3-cost World Tournament card to the warp, and then at the start of your next turn, you play it instead of it coming back to your hand. So Dende is really good, solid for setting up your combos. I didn't use him too much, I guess, for the combo setting up. It was more just for the searching initially. And then Trading Blow Son Goku. If your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, they drop 1. Really good, and it's really good synergy with our Unison of choice. So let me just scooch these out of the way. Unison of choice is the Bardock Paternal Unison. So if you don't know what this guy does by now, he's a combo killer. So if your opponent combos once per turn, either turn, you can make them drop the combo. Really good for stopping arrival and things like that. +1, KO a 1-drop green battle card. And then if you do, your opponent drops a card. -3, gain 5k and triple attack. Really strong Unison. This deck, obviously, it can't use any varying sort of battle cards, so it's kind of up to the Unisons to modernize it almost, along with a couple of extra cards which I've included as well. So we're going to get to the, like I say, it's a very combo heavy deck, in the sense that there's always a 2-part combo to your sort of mid-game players. So you've got this Tien, trading moves, and then you've got the Tau, trading moves. So the idea being, you have the Tien on board, a 3-drop, barrier, 15k, really good. Activate main I'll go into in a second. And then you play Tau, which is a 4-cost double strike, 20k. Obviously with your leader ability, if you've got Tien on the board, you can use the leader ability to target Tien, and in Tien's card text, it names Mercenary Tau. So this means you can cheat out Mercenary Tau for 1 energy, which is really good. So into the sort of combo part of it. Tien, has an activate main where you can choose one Mercenary Tau trading moves and then KO it, and then that allows TN to restand, gain 5k, and double strike. It's pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, he's a barrier card. He just kind of sits there and enables most of the players in the deck. And Tau is double strike, and then Tau says, when you play this card, if you have TN Shin and trading moves in play, your opponent drops 3 cards. Tau has no defense, no barrier, no deflect. So this is, I should have said this at the start really, this is a very slow deck. This deck requires a lot of setup. It's not necessarily the most competitively viable, but it's hand control and it's fun when it works. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I think it's quite easy to survive, you know, with the announcer negates, the amount you could potentially draw, and some of the other choices we'll see later in the deck. So this is the first of a few combos in the deck. This is original World Tournament. It's great. So 4 and 4 of each because you want to see the pieces, even if you can search them with Dende. Next up, we have the newer tournament pieces. We have the 4-drop long-awaited rematch Goku, and then the 5-drop long-awaited rematch TM. So this one is more recent, came out in the Evolution Booster. Goku, barrier, you can cheat him out for 1 if you have a green battle card in play, which is fine because almost all of our battle cards are, apart from the announcers and Dendes. And then when he's played, you can take a life. It's great. I think you need all green energy for this guy as well. Yeah, if all your energy is green. So you only charge green in this deck, hence the amount of green cards we run. And then you've got Tien. So Tien, if you have this Goku in play, you can tap 2 and you play Tien. That's great. Deflects, double strike, 20k and 15k for Goku. Goku has a permanent, which says if this Tien particularly is in play, he gains, 10k and, 10k and triple strike. Really good. Barrier, 25k triple strike. Tien himself is a 20k double strike, and then when Tien is played, he board clears anything that's 5 or less, not ignoring barrier. So this is another neat combo. One thing to note is this combo cannot be cheated out by the announcer leader because Tien can't be cheated out from anywhere basically. Because let's be honest, a 2 energy self-awaken potential triple strike barrier card and then followed up by a board wipe double strike is a pretty brutal combo. I think there is like an energy restriction. Yeah, if your opponent has 3 or more energy, so you can't do it too early in the game, but you're never going to be awakened that early as an announcer anyway. So that's the second combo of the deck. Like I say, it's very combo heavy. It's quite slow to get to, but you will get there eventually. All you need to do is survive. Next up, we have Destined Conclusion Hero and Destined Conclusion Piccolo. So again, another one of the original combos, similar to Tau and Tien. Not Tau and Tien. Yeah, Tau and Tien. Hero is a 15k barrier, 3 cost. Piccolo is a 5 cost critical. That's the base stats. Into the combo effect, if you have Hero in play and then you play a Piccolo, Hero gains, I want to say 10k and critical, and your opponent drops again 3 cards. Again, Piccolo has no defense, no barrier, no deflects. So it is very easily countered in today's meta, as it were. But you know, if you play this down on turn 3, turn 4 you're awakened, you tap 1, you play down this, you've got all of a sudden you've got making them drop 3, you've got a 25k critter on board, and Piccolo has an effect that says when this card attacks, you may choose one of your opponents and one of your cards and KO it. If you KO Hero, this card gains triple strike. So, well, 10k power and triple strike, sorry. So that all of a sudden becomes a 30k triple crit. So the hits in this deck, if they can go off, are massive. Obviously, nothing has defense. I will keep saying that. Nothing has defense. This deck is not competitive. It's just fun. For you, not for your opponent. So yeah, this is, I think this is the last combo of the deck. Yeah, this is more or less the last World Tournament combo of the deck. I run this at 4 and 3 just because Piccolo is a 1 plus 10k. It can sometimes get clunky if you see more than 2 in your hand at a time. Really good combo. Like I say, all those apart from the TN can be cheated out by each other. Obviously, there's a particular order to do it to make sure you get the right effects in the right order. But yeah, that's kind of the the bulk of the deck. Super combos, I run the Chi-Chi, 5 or less life, draw 1. I'm sure you could probably use the heroine super combo that came out recently. It gives like a +6, maybe. I don't know. I've not given it much thought. I just stuck with what I had on this one. So just stuck with the original Chi-Chi. Obviously World Tournament, so you can use it. Can't use any sort of multicolor super combo, anything like that. Next up, we have our effective. I guess this is kind of like a pseudo King Piccolo, new ruler. Just pushing that extra mile. Obviously, you can't have any Overrealm in the deck because there's no World Tournament Overrealm. But this guy is just a 20k double strike, and you can choose 2 World Tournament cards in either yours or your opponent's battle area, if that's ever going to be relevant. Probably not. And then you can play him down for free. So that's just a sort of free play Overrealm, new ruler effect, 20k double strike. I've not really found much use for him, so I bumped him down from 2 to 1 copy. But I imagine he's there have been the times where he's really good at just pushing that extra mile to end the game. Because most of your deck is critical, double strike, triple strike, so it's really good to get that extra usage, just get that little bit extra mileage if you can't push it all the way. So we have 3 Power Burst, and we have 1 Max Power Kamehameha. So the deck does not have any. I'll start with Max Power Kamehameha. The deck does not have any sort of spot removal for high energy targets. So in the early game, obviously, you're not going to be able to get your Pickle out, which can, KO something or other. But Max Power is really good at dealing with that. It's also a negate if you see it in the early game. You will often recycle it with its send 4 from drop to warp effect. But, it's a bit of spot removal, really good. I actually came across, the main reason I knew I needed this was I came across a Hirudegarn matchup. They had the 9 drop down, and I thought I was just I was doomed. I couldn't get over it, I couldn't remove it. It was a rough one. Power Burst, really good. Spark and negate, because you tap out a lot in this deck. And it lets you add back your 1-drop counter announcer as well, which is really good for recycling negates, and if you need the draw power, it's really good there as well. Finally, on to the last couple cards. The last 3 cards are all one-offs, kind of tech choices, I guess. We've got the Vegeta AOD Unison, like I said. Unisons are kind of what allow you to tech in this deck, since there's no limit on Unisons, or no sort of restrictions on Unisons. So this guy, just double strike crit is great. Extra, 25k when you +1 for the double strike crit. The barrier board wipe is really good, obviously. Tien's a board wipe, that's great, but it doesn't get through barrier. So in those pesky matchups where things have barrier, like Mecha Frieza did, got a bit of removal here. And then if you ever do get the -5 off, again, you've got all green energy. I think that's still fine. If your lead card is, if all your energy is mono green, simple, just rip another 3 out of the hand. Rather than kind of going through the attrition of, I'm just going to rip off 1 card here, a couple cards here. This kind of does it just in bulk, where it's like, okay, well, drop 3, drop another 3, and then you could throw a Goku in, drop 1 or whatever. Next, we kind of have our survival tool. This Unison is really only good for its -2, just in the sense that it's like a pseudo dormant potential, I guess. Well, no, it's not, is it? It's what one has one said, the Protector, the SS4 Goku Protector Unison. -2 is just a floodgate, really good. I mean, you can't argue in a hand control deck having a crit swinger as well. So yeah, Frieza's pretty good there. And then finally, of course, it's kind of the only SCR you can run outside of Vegeta, or maybe the negative energy balls. You run Lineage. It is, I mean, if you've got a space, you run it, right? Most of the time. Saved me in a couple of games. Yeah, you know what it does. Takes control of a 7 cost or less. Not ignoring barrier. Can get you out of those tricky final swings. But yeah, that's kind of the deck. There's not much else to it, really. Like I say, I did build it for Fight Night, so it's a fun brew. Fairly straightforward. I guess there are a couple cards that you might be thinking, where are they? There's the Vegeta Junior promo, which basically lets you bottom deck it to draw a card. in a very heavy combo deck, yep, that is very nice. It's a blue card, so it might mess up your energy charging every now and again, but I could definitely see the reason for running it. The one-drop ratios of the announcers, you know, of your negates and your top 7 searches, you can vary them as much as you'd like. Yeah, deck's really solid, really slow, but, you know, when it works, and if it doesn't, well, it's a rogue deck, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's all for my announcer profile. If you have any questions, any comments, any critiques, obviously I know this is one variation. You've got your blue variations, you've got your red variations as well, with your final showdowns or whatever they're called, Vegeta and Goku. But yeah, that is what I took to Fight Night. One of the 3 decks. I always tend to bring a fun one along with 16 and Cell. And yeah, looking forward to the next Fight Night, which I will give a quick shout out to now, I guess. The next Fight Night is this Saturday, August 14th. It is a Europe versus Asia. We are looking for more Europe players at the minute. We've got quite a few Asia signups at the minute, but we are looking for more Europe signups. So please, I'll link everything in the description. Check it out. If you want to know more about Fight Night, I won't go into too much detail here. All you need to know is free entry, sponsored by TCG Metals, best of 3. You play a different deck every game rather than side decking. Really fun. It's going to be a Twitch stream for it. You know, DBS Deck Planet hosted. Shout out to Team Deck Planet, of course. Always trying to make better for the community. The amount of work they've put into the website recently. You know, we thought we'd try host the next Fight Night, which DBSL has very kindly let us have a stab at. But yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.